John Cena had one of the best heel turns of all time at Elimination Chamber in Toronto. And then he's come around and said he wants to ruin wrestling by being the last true world champion. So here at Aussie Cousins Wrestling, we're going to ask the question, is John Cena actually ruining wrestling right now? I'm Chris Apples.
And I'm Mikey Spence.
And Mikey, let's talk about that heel turn in Toronto.
What can you say? One of the best heel turns of all time, especially for us generation, people in our age group. Brilliant. No one saw it coming. Maybe if you look back now, you might have seen a few things happening during the match, but honestly, before that, you could not see it happening. It was really good.
And the thing was, it was something that was planned that day, or possibly the day before that they made the decision that was going to happen. So nothing could have leaked out because of how quick they actually pulled it off. And it was just absolutely superb. But then going forward from there, what has actually happened for John Cena to turn this heel turn into something memorable? Well, that's what we're discussing here. So first up, during that European tour on the lead up to WrestleMania, he had a lot of promos by himself, and quite often they were interrupted or they were joined by Cody Rhodes. So what do you think of those promos?
Yeah, I believe they ran out of content between the two of them.
Yeah, good point.
They start off strong and they just kept getting worse and worse. They went into areas that really weren't appropriate sometimes. Yep. And I just think they ran out of content. They had to go into those areas. So for me, it started off good but went really bad really early.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. And the crowd was always going to be really, really heated for all of those. It didn't matter what was going to be said during the promos. The crowds in Europe were going to be having so much fun with it. They were going to be loud. But the fact is that the actual content of the promos themselves, they were not great at all. I think Cody really held his own and was outshining John Cena. I don't think John Cena quite knew how to do a heel promo properly at that stage. Okay, now let's move on to the big match at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE title.
Underwhelming, to say the best version of it. It was poor. It was very bad. Yeah. I actually lost interest in it within 3-4 minutes.
Yeah,
which I shouldn't have. I was actually quite keen to see how it went. I had my doubts about it, but this was just poor from word to go.
And the thing is that he really slowed it down, and he was doing his 5 moves of doom in a really slow fashion. Yeah. I'm like, just get on with it. These aren't great moves anyway, and then you're slowing them down to make them even worse. Yeah. And then who shows up? It's Travis Scott. And of course there's a massive pop because at the Elimination Chamber in Toronto, we hear Fiend go through the speakers, and then shortly after that it transitioned into The Rock's music. So everyone's gone, The Rock's coming now. And it didn't happen. It was a terrible bait and switch for me.
Yeah, Travis Scott, he's massive in the music industry, but to be honest, it was the longest ever entrance I've ever seen in my life. They just stood there and watched and watched. John Cena just he stood there and watched and watched and watched him. It's like you can see him going, hurry up, hurry up, because this isn't working.
Yeah.
Cody had to pretend he was injured for 20 minutes or something. It just didn't make any sense.
And there was one good thing, of course, and that was Cody Rhodes giving the receipt for Travis Scott whacking Cody in the face at Elimination Chamber. So Cody basically put a crossroads straight through the mat for Travis Scott, so that was good to see. But outside of that, I think it was just absolute crap. And then after WrestleMania, this is when John Cena started talking about he was going to ruin wrestling and be the last true world champion. And this is where his promo style really started to shift.
Yeah, it became boring to begin with, starters after Mania, but it came to the point where he was speaking to people like they were a bit unintelligent, really slow like this, and that's not the way to go because people switch off and people just get disinterested really quickly. Yeah,
that's exactly right. He really slowed his cadence down and it just got so boring and people didn't want to see him there. I love the countdown clock of this is how many nights I've got left. This is how many times you're going to see me. So someone's got to stop me before this gets to zero, because if it gets to 0 and I'm holding this belt, it's gone kind of thing. That's great. Yeah. But it's not really played on upon. I think the next time he showed up, he didn't even have the clock there.
Yeah, it was weird. Just went away.
And of course, guys, if you like this kind of content, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave comments right down below to let us know whether you think John Cena is actually ruining wrestling. We're going to continue on with the video right now. And then, of course, the next person to feud with was Randy Orton. We have a little bit of a difference of opinion of this. For me, the match was not great at all. And then the end of it just fed into some really bad carnyism, and they were trying to make you think that this was really good and really, really exciting, but really, he was doing RKOs to Jamie Noble and the Hurricane. I don't want to see them being the ones getting RKO'd by Randy Orton. And of course, R-Truth then comes out to save John Cena.
Yeah, I didn't mind the match. I thought Randy Orton tried to escalate the match and did
I'd agree with that.
John Cena had to respond and actually was a bit quicker.
Yeah.
The ending was boring, and the crazy stuff at the end was always going to happen. The match was basically made for Randy Orton because he's in the hometown.
And then moving forward, we have this really condensed storyline with R-Truth. So this is something that should have been played out for months, because the way you could have done it is that John Cena uses R-Truth and basically manipulates him to do all of his bidding, because this is R-Truth, the whole thing of being... John Cena is his boyhood hero, even though he's like 5 years older than him, of course. So this could have been something that could have led on for months, and like John Cena using R-Truth to beat people with, and then all of a sudden he attacks him at the press conference after the match.
That was just, I just felt completely bad for R-Truth.
Yep.
He's put so much work into this character and this storyline, and then it's a 6-7 minute match, 5-minute match, and just ruins him.
That's right. And they condensed it into a storyline within a couple of weeks, because obviously R-Truth at that point in time was going to be released by the company once his contract finished. We then know with the whole groundswell of support for R-Truth, he then got re-signed, and by the sounds of things, re-signed to a pretty cushy deal, because he had all the power in those negotiations, which is very interesting. And then moving on, John Cena seemed to strike up some sort of partnership with Logan Paul that came out of nowhere. John Cena essentially saying, this is the only guy I respect because he's the hardest worker here. This is when it started to turn into absolute crap for me.
Yeah, we all know your view on Logan Paul wrestling anyway, to be honest. I don't know, for me this was okay, because I've said this before, this might have actually happened. I can see those two want to have a match as well, so I can see where this has started. The weird thing is just the whole way I went about it again. It didn't make any sense. It was condensed as well. Another 1 to 2 week storyline, and then bang, all of a sudden it's finished. It's just weird again. Yeah,
that's right. So all of a sudden they were together as a partnership, and then straight into the Money in the Bank match, they were actually like breaking apart. Like they were bickering on the sideline, which, by the way, this is a storyline that Mikey actually pitched was going to happen, that John Cena and Logan Paul would be arguing in the match, and then Logan Paul would actually lose the match and John Cena would turn on him, slowly turning him back into a babyface. That could possibly have happened, but of course, who came out to save the day? It was R-Truth. Great moment. Like, genuinely great moment. Absolutely loved it. Did not expect it whatsoever. No. But once again, because of the way they've done these storylines, everything has just been condensed.
And you can't continue it on either at all. It just kills it.
Yeah, that's right. There's nothing there now for Logan Paul and John Cena. They essentially have to start that storyline back over again. And then John Cena moves on to a feud with CM Punk, which should be incredible. Like the actual feud on paper, CM Punk, John Cena. CM Punk is the person that gets the most out of John Cena. Always has. Did it at Elimination Chamber.
Awesome history with those two as well.
Exactly. But now they are, again, condensing this storyline into a couple of weeks and doing the match at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. I hope that John Cena doesn't do his slow down heel shtick with his 5 moves of doom that he does over like a 2 or 3 minute period that he's been doing, because then it's just going to be absolutely boring. I think CM Punk is too much of a wrestling genius to let that happen.
Agreed.
So I think he's going to put together a match that is going to be exciting and going to be full of false finishes and that kind of stuff. Not just, no, that's always going to be a kick out at 2. Like,
that's right.
The way they finished the Elimination Chamber, that CM Punk ended up passing out because Seth Rollins came in and did an opportunistic stomp on him. Like, something has to happen, and I think CM Punk is the person that is able to help make that happen.
This could be the best match of his farewell tour at the moment. Leading up to it. I hope it is, because it needs new life into the whole story.
Yeah, that's right. But the issue for us is that they're doing it at Night of Champions. This is not like SummerSlam.
No,
I know there's someone else that we got in mind for SummerSlam, but CM Punk and John Cena should be the SummerSlam match for me.
Agreed.
And I honestly reckon it could have been CM Punk beating him at SummerSlam. Because I don't think there's any jeopardy in this match now. I don't think I see any way that CM Punk wins.
No, he's not going to win. For me, personally, he can't win. It just wouldn't make any sense if he wins.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it should make sense that he wins, because he should be a much better wrestler at this point in time than John Cena, but he's not going to. All right, now, who do you think will actually beat John Cena for the title?
I think it's at SummerSlam, main event night 2.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Has to be just it's building up to Cody Rhodes versus Cena again. He takes the title off him, and Cena can go on his final couple of nights and matches on his actual farewell tour.
Yeah.
Embracing crowd.
I just really hope that the crowd doesn't do what Las Vegas was sort of doing, in that they were turning on Cody Rhodes, who has done nothing wrong to do that. It's just that a lot of people wanted to be edgy by going for John Cena.
Definitely agree with you at WrestleMania that it was happening. It could also happen being in New York SummerSlam. I hope they see the sense the crowd.
Yep.
But we'll just have to wait and see that. But I just think Cody has to win it.
Yeah, that's right. And now, in summary, do you actually think John Cena is ruining wrestling?
Not quite yet, but if they go past SummerSlam with him as a champion, then it will, and people will switch off. Let's be honest, there's not the biggest PLEs coming up to Royal Rumble, and I do believe that they keep him right till the end. It will ruin wrestling.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. And what I think needs to happen is, Cody Rhodes wins the title at SummerSlam, and then John Cena is almost taken away from the title picture from that point in time. He's won his record title. He doesn't need it again. And then he can have feuds that make sense for the John Cena character, that puts some people over, that he's had history with in the past as well. Go on this legacy run until the end of the year, at which point they have like a major event that is just built around John Cena's last match, and then give that to someone really, really special. It's interesting because there has been a push lately for people who've had great careers who are retiring to actually win their last match. That never used to happen. No, it always used to go out on your back. So the way they do that last match will be very interesting. Whether or not they give a big win to someone up and coming who needs it, or do they actually let John Cena win his last match in a premium live event that's essentially all targeted towards him.
Oh, that's a good one. I wonder how they'd go, because it's going to be interesting.
I have a feeling there's one person that's been built up that will have a match with John Cena. LA Knight. Yeah. Whether or not I think he's having a match with him this year. And I don't know whether he's winning or not, but that would be a very interesting one to see, because promos between John Cena and LA Knight will just cut straight through John Cena's crap.
LA's probably the best pro mic guys at the moment going around. He's brilliant when he gets going. Wow, that'd be massive for LA Knight's career if he gets one over Cena.
Yeah, that would be very interesting, way.
That's a really good point, yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching, and please make sure you click on that subscribe button and like the video. Let us know in the comments down below what you think is happening with John Cena for the rest of the year. We love to read your comments, and we make sure we respond to every single one of them. Click on the video right now, and that will be our summary of Liv Morgan's injury and what actually happens with all of her storylines going forward. And the most important thing from us, of course, is we hope that you all have a wonderful day.